Hello YouTube, this is a video all about starting a career in sales. We're going to go over what is sales, what are some different jobs in sales, whether sales is right for you, and then if you decide it is right for you, I've given you some tips in order to land the sales job that you want and to get in a job that really does make you happy and has some rewards. You get well compensated and it's a rewarding job. So let's start off with just why I love sales and why you might want to get into sales. The first one is money. I know, money can't buy happiness. I get that, but money does pay your bills, and for many people, it's very important. So sales is one of those jobs where you can actually make more money than a CEO can in your company. I've seen it happen before, where the top salespeople actually, after their commissions and bonuses, make more than the CEO does in their salary. That's not common, but it has happened before. And I've actually found something online. This is sales representatives, wholesale manufacturing, except technical and scientific products. I have it on California. California is a little higher salary because of the cost of living, but still, as you can see, the high average is over $100,000 a year. And for a job that some of these jobs, like a car salesman, doesn't even require a college education, that's amazing. That you have the ability to make that much money without a 4-year degree. So sales is one of those jobs that you can get into fairly easily. Now, is it easy? No, it's not. So that brings me on to point number 2, why you might want to go in sales. Let's keep up on the positives here. The other positive is it's a dynamic job. Every day is going to be different. You're going to be dealing with different customers. Your product or service is going to change over time. You might do outside sales where you're driving around to different customers and you're traveling all the time. You might be doing inside sales, which means you're on a telephone, telemarketing. You're on the phone all the time calling customers, and it's a lot of time talking and a lot of time on the phone. Now, why you might not want a job in sales is a lot of people hate rejection. There's a difference between sales and order taking. Now, when you work in retail, you're not in sales typically, unless you're selling cell phones or something like that where there's commission involved and you're really trying to push the sale forward. In my mind, sales doesn't start until the customer says no. Because up until the point where the customer says, no, I don't want it, or no, I'm not interested, that's just taking an order. You're like a waiter. You're just taking their order off of the menu. That's all you're doing. That's not, in my mind, sales. Sales is when you are going after customers and trying to get them products or services that fit their needs. I'm not saying you're pushing things onto people that they don't need. I'm saying that you're able to get them to understand what it is your product or service offers and getting them to see the value that you will bring to them if they were to buy your product or service. And that really is what sales is all about. And so that's why a lot of people don't like it, because there is a lot of rejection involved. And you have to have fun with that. If that really destroys you as a person and you just can't handle that, and you go home every day and you can't, it just builds up, then sales is not for you. And some people, that's how it is. So keep that in mind when you're considering a job in sales, that there is some rejection involved. I would say that's the biggest one. If you can get over that rejection, you can have a job in sales. The one I hear sometimes is introverts. That if you're not kind of this alpha, really extroverted person, it's going to be hard for you to sell things. And I don't think that's true. I've seen it, and it isn't true. I've seen some of the most introverted, quiet people just kill it in sales. Like they are monsters. They're just kind of this silent assassin where they're always doing work. They're doing their research. They're strategically planning everything, and they end up killing their quota. They end up making tons and tons of money. So the whole shy introvert thing, I think you can overcome that. It's something you can learn to work with. So let's get started. To really learn more about yourself, the first thing I recommend is to do a personality test, especially if you're straight out of high school and you've never taken one of these before. But even if you've taken one before, sometimes we change. Sometimes life happens. So there's 2 really big ones in my mind that are big, and many people agree that these are good personality tests. The first one is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. This will give you a good idea whether you're introvert, extrovert, what type of work you would like to do. Do you like to work around people? Do you like to kind of work in your own space? This is a great test. Just Google this. Try to find a free one. If not, I think you could pay for it. It's not that much money. You can look into that. The second one is Strength Finders. Here's the book. If you buy the book, you get a free access code that you can then use their survey, or they have a little personality test that you could do online. And what this is it finds out what your strengths are, and it tries to build on your strengths. So what kind of strengths you have in your personality, how can you then apply that into your work life? So both of these are great starting points for you to find out, what it is you want to do, because sales may or may not be what you want to do, but this is a good starting point to kind of better understand yourself and what you want. So let's fast forward. Let's say you've now taken these tests. You're still interested in doing sales. What's the next thing? How do I know what sales jobs to apply for?